Lemonade, Read CV, BeReal, Hive, Mastodon, Clubhouse. There are endless new platforms and features popping up every week. Some stick around, others don't. So how do you know which ones to jump on and invest time in and which not to? Hello and welcome to Brand Your Passion, the show that helps you turn the thing you love the most into something that people know and love you for. I'm your host, Holly Arnett, the brand coach for creatives, and I'm on a mission to make the world a more creative place, one brand at a time. If you're ready to get more eyes on your work, more dollars in your pocket, and more creativity in your life, you're in the right place. Welcome. Let's brand your passion. Today I want to talk to you about how the hell are you supposed to know what platforms to start investing your time in or creating content for or spending your time on when it comes to these new platforms or new tools. Often, all the time, I feel like especially at the moment, there are new platforms popping up all the time. Lemonade, I feel like, is the latest one. It's not even available in New Zealand yet. Mastodon obviously came up, and Hive when Twitter was kind of and is kind of a mess. Clubhouse came, I don't know when that was, a couple of years ago. It was the new biggest thing, and then it disappeared. Same with different parts of existing platforms, right? When Reels came up and everyone was like, oh my God, do I have to start doing Reels now? Twitter Spaces is a thing. YouTube has Shorts now. All of these new tools coming in that we have to decide whether we're going to use them or not and spend time and apply our content there. And it can be overwhelming and it can be like, oh my God, I feel like I have to be on all these platforms all the time and I don't have time and oh my God. Okay, so today I'm going to help you to figure out what ones to focus on, what ones you can ditch, and how to go through that process. So we're going to ask and answer some questions today. First things first, when you think about a platform or a new tool, ask yourself, does it align with my values, my vision, and my vibe? When Mastodon came around, some artists found it too restrictive. There were a lot of rules on what you can promote. Some of the Mastodon spaces, I'm not sure what they're called, I can't remember, but some of them had really strict rules. Some of them you couldn't join if you were a small business or wanted to share your work. So it was too restrictive for them, right? So that means it doesn't work. Things like Clubhouse, some people loved Clubhouse, but some people were like, it feels too preachy. There's all these kind of experts in quote marks are showing up on this platform kind of preaching to me, and I don't really like the vibe. Same with Twitter Spaces. Some people find LinkedIn way too corporate. I know I do. It's not a place I want to hang out. It's just not the vibe for me. It doesn't align with my vision or my values. So the first question is just like gut check. Does it align with my values, my vision, and my vibe? The next question is it going to help you achieve your goals? Because each platform has different algorithms, different things that it favors, different benefits of being on that platform. For example, if your goal is visibility, TikTok could be the place to be since it's a really great platform to reach a whole new bunch of people. Whereas if your goal is engagement, Instagram has a lot of tools designed for this, like polls and quizzes, comments, saves. It helps you to build a really engaged and invested community, especially things like close friends and stuff too. You can do some really cool stuff that way. If your goal is connections and networking, then maybe LinkedIn could be where you hang out with people there to get opportunities or referrals or things like that. So you have to think about what your goals are and whether each platform is going to help you do that. So if you don't care about visibility and you don't need to reach a whole new group of people, don't worry about TikTok. If you are not focused on networking connections, ignore LinkedIn. It's not for you. So think about what goals you have and whether these platforms are going to help you achieve them. Next is this a content type that you enjoy creating? If you hate creating video more than anything in the entire world, maybe don't start a YouTube channel or don't create Reels or TikToks or YouTube Shorts. Focus more on your writing or your visual design or photography. Find platforms that work for the content that you like creating. If you hate writing, don't join Medium or Twitter or start a newsletter, right? Focus on the content types that you enjoy creating, because that's going to help you to stay consistent, to show up, to be excited to create, to be excited to spend time on those platforms because you like creating that content. If you are trying to force yourself to create video and you hate it, then chances are you might fall off and stop posting, and you're going to hate doing it. If you do it, it's just not going to be a fun time for anybody. And chances are your audience will be able to tell also. So ask yourself, is it a content type that you enjoy creating? Next, and a really big, important question is, are your audience spending time over there? Again, for example, for me, there is no point in me focusing on LinkedIn because creatives are not hanging out on LinkedIn. Well, not the creatives that I work with and want to work with, right? It's a waste of time spending your time and your energy and your resources and your creativity on a content platform where nobody that you want or need to buy your work is spending time. Just there's no point. So think and do some research and ask yourself and listen to the people around you. Are they spending time on this new platform? If not, absolutely forget about it. It's not important. It's not going to help you. You can just say goodbye. If they are spending time there, then maybe it's worthwhile investigating and having a look into creating content there, because that's where your ideal people are. Next, and again an important question, is, do you have capacity for a new platform? Because this new platform might add a lot of time or energy or effort to the work you're already doing. How much time is it realistically going to add to your plate if you start creating content for this new platform? Could you take that on? Do you maybe have an assistant or someone to help you who could help you either with creating that content or doing other things for you so that you can spend time on that content? Make sure that if you're investing in this time, that you actually have that time and that energy and can sustainably create on this new platform. Tied into that is the next question, which is it easy for you to cross-post or cross-promote content? So, for example, creating a TikTok and then posting it on Instagram Reels can be a relatively easy process. You're creating the same video, you're just posting it on 2 different places. Same with if I'm writing a blog, I can repost it on Medium, and that's pretty easy, right? So is this new platform like that? Could you easily duplicate or repurpose your content, or do you have to create something completely new? Because that is going to really impact how you use this new platform and how it impacts your business. If it's something that you can easily just repost, something you're already posting on this platform, or it requires minimal changes or minimal effort to be able to post it on that new platform, then that's way easier than having to create a whole new format, a whole new type of content for this new platform. Before we jump into the next, I want to tell you about Pinpoint Your People, the creative's guide to identifying and engaging with your ideal audience. If you want to know exactly who your ideal audience is, you're ready to get your work in front of the perfect people, and you need a strategy to get them engaged in your work, then you need to check out Pinpoint Your People. It's going to help you uncover and understand your people so that you can become unstoppable when it comes to attracting your dream people, capturing their attention, and growing your business. If you want to check it out, you can hit the link in the show notes, or you can head to shop.makerandmoxie.com/pinpoint your people. Can't wait to see how you get on. Let's get back to the episode. The next question is, does it fit into your existing funnel? You need to make sure that this new platform is going to help people to find and engage and buy from you, and think about how it fits into the whole customer journey and what you already have in your kind of ecosystem. So if you have this new platform, think about whether you can then lead people to your email list or your community or your products or your Patreon. Does that fit together in a good funnel or a good customer journey? Does it fit in? Does it fill a gap? Or do you kind of already have something like that so you don't really need a new engagement platform to help you get engagement and get new people and then get them onto your email list. So think about how it fits into your existing funnel, and if it doesn't, then it might not be worth utilizing. And then you want to think about whether you like being on that platform. You obviously need to be able to spend time on that platform. If you're going to be creating new content or showing up, then you're going to need to be on that platform to be able to understand trends and know what you need to make, figure out how the app works, engage with the audience that you grow there. You need to be on that platform, so you need to like it, right? It's the same again with LinkedIn for me. I do not like being on LinkedIn, so I never go on there. And if that was part of my strategy, that wouldn't really work because I hate it. I wouldn't want to show up there. So I'd rather spend my time on platforms that I do love, like Instagram and Pinterest and Twitter, where I like being there and I like the content that shows up and I like creating and I like the community that's on there. So ask yourself, how do I feel about this platform? Do I feel like I'd want to show up there? Do I feel like I'd want to hang out on there? If not, you can probably discount it. Okay, and then lastly, overall, what are the pros and cons? Like literally, you can write a list if you need to see if the pros of this new platform outweigh the cons, or if you're willing to overlook some of the cons because of the benefits of the pros. But if there are too many cons to make it worth it, or they're too strong of a con, then it's not worth you spending your time on that. Maybe don't worry about it if there are too many cons versus the pros, or you're just not willing to overlook those cons. So literally write a pros and cons list. I can highly recommend it. Whether you decide to use these new platforms or not, what I do recommend is that you always secure your usernames, both personal and business, if you have both, in case you do decide to in the future. With Clubhouse, I didn't really use Clubhouse, but I secured my usernames in case it turned out it stuck around, right? If nobody had done that with TikTok in the beginning, and then we figured out, okay, TikTok's sticking around, and then you didn't have your usernames, it just is a little bit annoying and frustrating in the future. So when these new platforms pop up, I recommend trying to secure your username, setting up an account, just putting a link to your website or your other socials on there so that if people find you, they still have somewhere to go, even if you're not creating content there. But I would definitely recommend doing that no matter what you decide. I've given you 8 questions to ask yourself to figure out whether or not you need to jump on these new platforms or new tools in existing platforms, or whether you can just leave them behind. And the last thing that I want to mention to you is to try to not get FOMO, right? The fear of missing out. It's very easy to kind of be like, oh, well, all those people hang out over there, or it seems like it's a big deal, but you need to embrace the joy of missing out because you are focusing on growing an audience on the platforms you're already on. If you've gone through this process, you have a clear brand strategy, you've asked these questions, you know what's going to work and what's not, and you know where your customers are, then you don't need to worry about these new places that other people are spending time on. You know what works for you, what your strategy is, and you can just stick to that. Just to reiterate, there's a lot of potential for reach on LinkedIn at the moment, and I see a lot of people in groups that I'm in or communities that I'm in talking about it all the time and how it's doing really well for them and they're getting clients or all of this stuff. But I honestly couldn't give a shit because I hate LinkedIn. I know my people aren't on there and I'm focused on my strategy elsewhere. And I honestly don't even really think about LinkedIn. I'm not worried. I know that I'm doing what I need to do on Instagram, on Twitter, on Pinterest, and that's where I'm focusing my attention and that's what I know is going to work. And I'll evaluate the other new platforms as and when they come up. So just stay in your lane, be curious about the new things, but don't let them guide you astray or pull you away from your plan. You know what you need to do, you know where you need to be, and you will make the best decisions for you and your business. So I hope this has been really helpful. I hope it's given you a bit of a guideline to help you make these decisions, and also a little bit of permission, I guess, or like it's okay to just not give a shit about these new platforms and not care and not let it bother you and not let it, rise up some FOMO in you, just ignore it. Don't worry about it. Focus on your own thing. I hope, this little pep talk or these questions have helped you realize that you can just do what's right for you, focus on that, and forget about the rest. Let me know how it has helped you. Let me know if there are any of these new platforms that you have jumped on or you are jumping on. I would love to hear about it and have a conversation with you. So tweet me, DM me on Instagram, comment on my Instagram post, or flip me an email. All the information is in the show notes. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Brand Your Passion and choosing to spend time with me learning all about branding, business, and all things creativity. You can find more episodes just like this one at makerandmoxie.com/podcast. If you like this one, you can tap that subscribe or follow button so that you're notified about each and every new episode. And if you've got a spare second, please leave a review on iTunes or wherever it is that you're listening to this podcast, because I would absolutely 100% love to hear from you. If there were some helpful goodies in this episode for you, it would mean the world to me as well if you could screenshot that podcast player right now, hop on over to Instagram or Twitter, and tag us at Maker and Moxie. By subscribing, reviewing, and sharing, you're helping reach more creators just like you, so that together we can make the world a more creative place, one brand at a time. We can't achieve this mission without you, so your support means the absolute world. I will talk to you in the next episode, but until then, keep creating.